Have you ever wondered how science can enhance your spiritual experience? In this video, we're delving into the fascinating realm where neuroscience meets spirituality, offering insights on how understanding the brain's potential can deepen your connection with the divine. Today, we'll explore the concept of neuroplasticity, our brain's remarkable ability to change and form new pathways throughout life. Imagine being able to rewire your brain in ways that allow you to feel more aligned, present, and spiritually connected. For many of us, spirituality isn't just a belief but a journey, one that can sometimes feel distant or unclear. By integrating scientific knowledge into our spiritual practices, we can build a stronger, more focused approach to faith. This video promises to empower you with techniques and understanding to enrich your spiritual experience, aligning your faith with the latest advancements in neuroscience. Let's start exploring how science can transform our spiritual lives. Neuroplasticity is a term that has gained significant attention in recent years, and for a good reason. Simply put, neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout our lives. This phenomenon shows that our brains are not fixed, but rather adaptable and dynamic, constantly responding to new experiences, environments, and learning. Imagine neuroplasticity as your brain's inherent flexibility, its ability to grow, change, and even reshape itself as you acquire new habits, beliefs, and practices. Now, you may be wondering, why does this matter for spirituality? The answer lies in how our brains respond to the thoughts and emotions we experience during spiritual practices, like meditation, prayer, or reflection. Each time we engage in these practices, we're not only nourishing our souls but also creating new neural pathways that reinforce peaceful, compassionate, and mindful states. Over time, these neural pathways strengthen, allowing us to experience these states more naturally and consistently. In a spiritual context, neuroplasticity becomes a powerful tool. It means we can actively reshape our minds to align with values and beliefs that are meaningful to us. This capacity for change allows us to cultivate a spiritual mindset that enhances our connection to the divine. By understanding and embracing neuroplasticity, we can consciously engage in practices that fortify our faith, making it easier to access inner peace and clarity as we move through life's challenges. The intersection of neuroscience and spirituality reveals an exciting truth. Spiritual practices can physically change the brain in ways that support a deeper connection with the divine. Studies show that activities such as meditation, prayer, and intentional reflection activate specific areas of the brain related to compassion, empathy, and focused attention. For instance, regular meditation can increase gray matter density in the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for self-awareness, emotional regulation, and empathy, qualities often associated with spiritual growth. When we engage in spiritual practices, we're not only nurturing our souls but also reshaping our brain's structure. This physical impact allows us to internalize feelings of peace, gratitude, and connection more naturally over time. Neuroscience supports the idea that repeated engagement in spiritual practices creates spiritual circuits in the brain, making it easier to access a sense of the divine presence and inner calm. These scientific insights affirm what many spiritual traditions have long taught: the mind and soul are deeply intertwined. By using science to understand how spiritual practices impact our brain, we're better equipped to cultivate a spiritual mindset that aligns our thoughts, emotions, and actions with a higher purpose. This connection between science and spirituality empowers us to enhance our faith journey, knowing that each prayer, each moment of meditation, is also a step towards strengthening our mental and spiritual resilience. To harness the full potential of neuroplasticity in a spiritual context, let's explore specific practices that not only nurture the soul but also rewire the brain. These techniques, mindful meditation, contemplative prayer, and reflective reading, are pathways that encourage the brain to form new connections, reinforcing a mindset that aligns with spiritual growth. Mindful meditation is one of the most well-studied practices in neuroscience. By focusing on the present moment, Meditation helps reduce the noise of everyday thoughts and heightens our awareness of inner peace and connection. Studies show that even brief daily meditation sessions can alter the brain's default mode network, the part responsible for mind wandering, helping practitioners feel more present and grounded. To engage in mindful meditation, simply find a quiet space, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Each breath acts as an anchor, allowing you to release distractions and welcome peace. Contemplative prayer, on the other hand, is a practice that invites stillness and reflection within a spiritual framework. Instead of petitioning or speaking aloud, contemplative prayer is often about quiet listening, creating an inner space where divine insights can emerge. Neuroscientists have found that contemplative prayer can stimulate areas of the brain associated with empathy and compassion, enhancing our capacity for patience and understanding. Over time, this strengthens neural circuits linked to a peaceful, compassionate mindset, key traits of spiritual development. Reflective reading, especially of sacred texts or spiritually enriching materials, serves as another potent way to strengthen spiritual neuroplasticity. When we read and contemplate passages, we engage the brain in active reflection, which has been shown to reinforce neural pathways related to memory and personal insight. This practice encourages the integration of values like compassion, gratitude, and purpose, further embedding these qualities into our character. Each of these practices offers a different approach to reconfiguring the brain, creating a spiritual foundation that supports resilience, emotional balance, and a sense of divine presence. Together, they empower us to cultivate a spiritual life that is both enriching and aligned with the latest insights from neuroscience, allowing us to deepen our faith through intentional and scientifically backed practices. Neuroplasticity doesn't only enable the brain to adapt, it also refines our ability to perceive subtle spiritual insights or what some may interpret as divine messages. When we consciously engage in practices that cultivate mindfulness, gratitude, and compassion, we're essentially tuning our brains to better receive and interpret these messages. Imagine neuroplasticity as a spiritual antenna, gradually enhancing the clarity and frequency of our connection to the divine. For example, by practicing gratitude regularly, we activate areas in the brain associated with joy and satisfaction, reducing the tendency to dwell on negative thoughts or distractions. This shift in focus can open our minds to moments of insight and understanding that we might otherwise overlook. Additionally, engaging in contemplative practices encourages the prefrontal cortex to become more active, fostering emotional regulation and a calm state of mind, both of which are essential for sensing divine presence. The clearer and more focused our mental state becomes, the easier it is to perceive guidance, inspiration, or what may feel like whispers from the divine. This isn't just theoretical. Many who have committed to practices like meditation and prayer report heightened intuition, greater peace, and a profound sense of being guided. Through neuroplasticity, we can train ourselves to create and strengthen the pathways that enhance our spiritual receptivity, helping us become more attuned to life's subtle messages and the divine insights they carry. The impact of combining neuroscience and spirituality is more than just theoretical. It has real, transformative effects on people's lives. Many individuals who've embraced this approach have experienced profound changes, discovering new levels of peace, resilience, and spiritual clarity. Here, we'll look at some real-life examples that highlight how neuroplasticity can enhance our spiritual journey. Consider the story of a person who struggled with chronic stress and a sense of disconnection from their faith. By integrating meditation and gratitude practices into their routine, they noticed significant shifts in their mental and spiritual life. Through consistent practice, they trained their brain to focus on positive, present-moment awareness, replacing patterns of worry with a sense of calm and connection. Over time, they reported feeling more in tune with their purpose and experiencing a deeper sense of peace. Another example comes from those who have found contemplative prayer transformative. By dedicating a few minutes each day to simply listen in silence, individuals have learned to quiet their minds and foster an openness to divine guidance. Neuroscientific research supports these experiences, showing that silence and reflection activate brain areas related to insight and empathy, which can help deepen spiritual understanding. These examples highlight the tangible benefits of a spiritual practice supported by neuroplasticity. People often describe their journey as one that brings greater resilience, self-compassion, and a clearer connection to a higher purpose. Such transformations are possible for anyone willing to embrace the interplay between science and spirituality, proving that our spiritual lives can be actively nurtured through intentional, scientifically informed practices. In summary, the fusion of neuroscience and spirituality offers us a unique pathway to deepen our connection with the divine. By understanding and applying the principles of neuroplasticity, we gain the ability to reshape our brains, fostering states of peace, gratitude, and compassion that align us more closely with our spiritual intentions. We've explored how practices like mindful meditation, contemplative prayer, and reflective reading not only bring us closer to a divine presence but also reinforce positive mental habits and emotional resilience. The proposed transformation is clear. By combining spiritual practice with scientific insights, we create a more grounded, intentional, and enriched faith journey. Each step we take, whether in meditation, prayer, or gratitude, serves as a way to rewire our minds for spiritual clarity. Now, as you consider incorporating these practices into your own life, remember that each moment of focus brings you one step closer to the peace and purpose you seek. As we conclude, it's clear that combining neuroscience and spirituality can offer profound benefits for those seeking a deeper, more meaningful faith experience. The principles of neuroplasticity show us that our brains are adaptable, responsive, and capable of aligning more closely with our spiritual values. By integrating practices such as meditation, prayer, and reflection, we can actively rewire our minds to embrace a peaceful, spiritually focused life. If this approach resonates with you, consider beginning or expanding your own practice with one of the methods discussed today. Start with a few minutes of daily meditation, a short period of contemplative silence, or reading a spiritually enriching text. Notice how these small but consistent actions impact your sense of connection and peace over time. Remember, the journey towards spiritual growth is both a science and an art, an ongoing practice of nurturing your mind and soul. We invite you to share your experiences or questions in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, please subscribe to our channel for more content exploring the powerful connections between science and spirituality. Together, let's continue building a community where faith and knowledge coexist, guiding us all toward a richer, more fulfilled spiritual life.